Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with REI Funding Partners. Parker Grissom here and Ray Burkhalter, President.
Hey everyone.
Excited for today's topic. We're going to address some questions that our community has and that they have proposed to us. And the reason for that is our core focus is to help people achieve financial freedom and security. A part of that is a lot of education and giving back to the community. So that's what we want to do today.
Almost everyone that we know that get into real estate investing, they get into it for financial reasons and to make money and to hopefully make passive money one day. And when people are newer at this, it's so easy to get things wrong. You know, you make a mistake here, you make a mistake there, and then what you thought was a profitable deal, you know, your profit goes from here to here, or it goes away altogether. So we love bringing information to real estate investors. And hey, we've funded 500 deals as of this month, May 2025. We crossed over the threshold of 500 loans funded. So we've seen a lot of things go right and a lot of things go wrong. And so it's really our heart to help make sure that real estate investors watching this can learn, how to do things well with their projects and be extremely successful.
That's right, Ray. So we're coming at this from a unique perspective of getting to see a lot of different investors doing different kinds of deals all across the state of Alabama. So we've seen things go really well. We've seen things go bad.
Exactly.
So we are here to answer your questions, provide some insight that you may not have, and that will help you along your journey. So a part of that.
Well, I was just going to say, by the way, as we do these questions, feel free to add some questions to the comment. If something you hear today spurs some thought for you, fill it out, because we're going to continue taking your input and doing future episodes like this where we're answering your questions.
That's right. And hit that subscribe button and the like button so that you're notified when we drop another video. So we're going to be dropping videos weekly and then throughout the week as well. So be sure to catch up on that when it drops. But let's dive into it today. One of the first questions we have is, do we fund foreclosures? I'll let you answer that, Ray.
Yes. We do get that question a lot because at times in the market cycle, there may be quite a few foreclosures out there. And let's face it, they're often not in the best of conditions. And so it falls to real estate investors to pick these up, make them look great again, and get them back on the market. So the answer is yes. We like to fund foreclosure deals. But in the state of Alabama, where we're located, where we do most of our funding, there's something called a right of redemption period. That's not in every state, but there are quite a few states that have this right of redemption where if a homeowner gets foreclosed on, they have a certain period of time to come back and redeem and pay for that mortgage and take the property back. So it's just something that you need to be aware of. If you're working in Alabama and you happen to talk with us about your deal, we'll be able to fill you in. If you're in another state, you just have to check the regulations there.
And a valuable piece of insight. So in the state of Alabama, if you don't know, if you're looking to buy a foreclosed house, the owner of that house, if they originated their mortgage prior to the year 2016, meaning, hey, they own their home prior to 2016, the right of redemption is a full year. So that's very important for an investor to know that if they got foreclosed on and it was day one and you go and buy the house on day two, that's a full year that you could go rehab it within 6 months. You're putting it on the market at month 7, your potential buyer is going to buy that house with still the right of redemption there.
Yeah, and buyers don't like that possibility because it's rare that someone comes back and redeems, but we've seen it happen more than once. In fact, we've seen someone get a full rehab completed, put the house on the market, and then one of the heirs raise their hand and say, "Oh, this house looks great. We want to redeem it." And so there's a legal battle going on, even at the moment, over that one. So it can happen.
Yeah, and if, going back to that original point, if the mortgage originated after 2016, it's 6 months. So it's a little bit better there, but still something to be very aware of as you're purchasing a house. Now, the solution to that is, yes, we fund foreclosures. If it's in the right of redemption period, we require what is called redemption bond insurance. That is very easy to obtain. Most title companies where you're going to close can offer that. And it's a insurance policy to take care of your lender.
It protects the loan.
Protects the loan, exactly.
Yeah. So, otherwise, no lender is going to do that if they're going to make a loan on a property that may get redeemed away from them.
Exactly. So you might have a question, okay, what does redemption bond insurance cost? Very simple. Typically, it's $1 for every $1,000 your loan amount is. So if you have a $1,000 loan with us, it's typically going to be $1,000 that you would pay at closing. So it's another, great.
For a $100,000 loan.
Yeah, for a $100,000 loan, it's going to cost you $1,000 extra at closing. So you got to keep that in mind when you're factoring in cost. You shouldn't be afraid of it. It just needs to be factored into the bottom line.
Yeah. So with that said, foreclosures can be great. Just know the rules. And if you're in Alabama where they have a redemption period, you want to come in later in that redemption period.
Right.
So by the time you do your renovations and you're ready to go to market, you're past the redemption period.
Yeah. Moving on, our next question is, do we fund mobile homes? So yes is the answer. Again, just like foreclosures, there is something to be aware of, especially in Alabama. There's a lot of mobile homes. There's nothing wrong with mobile homes. They're a great asset. And a lot of people do very well with them in the investment space. But something to be mindful of is of title insurance. So kind of talk about that, Ray, and what we look for.
Yeah. So if you're a little bit newer to real estate or mobile homes, and just think about that term for a moment, real estate, that has to do with the land. And if you have a house that's built on the land, that's called the improvement on the land, and they go together. Well, when you're dealing with a mobile home that gets pulled in on axles by a truck, a mobile home is actually a piece of personal property, just like your car. So the same way you get a certificate of title for your car, you get a certificate of title for a mobile home. So just a mobile home is personal property. It's not real property, but it can be converted to real property.
That's right.
So there's a process. We won't go through the entire process today here, but generally speaking, it's removing the axles, removing the tongue, making it immobile so that it cannot be pulled away, underpinning, permanent foundation. There are certain things that you can do to prepare it. And then the important thing is getting the paperwork changed from a title to a deed. So that when you get a deed and you have all of this stuff done correctly with the government agency that's over this, then you can get title insurance, and it is converted to real property, and you can get loans against it.
Yeah, that's great, Ray. So making sure it's permanently fixed the foundation, so it's recognized as a real property, so we can get title insurance. We can fund that deal for you. Moving on, and our last question for this video would be, an investor asks, what profitability do we look for in a deal? So investor comes, they're looking at a deal, they like it, they've submitted it to us. What are we looking for in that deal to make sure they're successful and, by and large, we're successful as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I'll give an answer that may be off the cuff at first, but we care here at REI Funding Partners. There are some lending companies out there that don't really care if you're going to make a profit or not.
Yeah.
They just look at it and say, can they make a loan? But we want to make sure that our customers make a nice profit so that they're not taking a big risk, number one. But then number two, we want to develop a relationship so that we can do the next deal, and then the next deal, and help them achieve financial freedom and security, as you see our motto here on the sign. So what are we looking for in that profit margin? Here in the state of Alabama, with the price ranges we're typically dealing with, we encourage people to have at least $20,000 or more in profit margin, because if not, it's just really not worth their time to take on the project and take on the risk and the work and everything to do that job and not make that profit. The other thing as well with that is maybe, Parker, maybe they went through the whole inspection and everything up front, and they thought their air conditioning and heating system was great, and then they get to the end and they fix it all up and they get it under contract and ready to sell it, and it conks out. It's done, and now they've got to buy a new $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 HVAC unit that was not in their budget. So if they took this thing on and said, hey, I'll be okay just making a $15,000 profit, now they got to take another $9,000 out to get the thing sold. Now that 15 grand profit just went down tremendously, and they've made very, very little money for that. So that's one reason. And we have a tool that's simple spreadsheet.
We have a tool that's called the Max Offer Generator, and we'll have a link in this video description if you want to check it out. And we have more videos on how to use that. So, but basically that tool, and again, starts with the ARV. The second most important is the profit. Look, and I think the average profit for an Alabama flip is $30,000 to $40,000. Now, we look at that with you, like an earlier point you said. You're not just a loan number for us. We're looking at this deal with you to make sure that you're going to succeed. Because if you succeed, we succeed, and we can do more deals with you and help you get to, a point where you're building a portfolio, building a real estate business. And that doesn't happen if you're cutting corners to, make a deal happen. We want to make sure you're in a good, profitable deal. And a lot of that depends too. I would encourage you that you would need a wider profit margin if you're doing a heavy rehab.
Absolutely.
If you're doing a lipstick rehab that, doesn't have foundation issues, and you're just going in there and you're going to do paint, floors, and countertops, probably $20,000 would be minimum, because the risk is less. Hey, but if you're going to go do an $80,000 or $100,000 rehab,
you better get paid.
You better get paid. And there's time invested. And so, so to help you figure that out, please, download that Max Offer Generator tool. We'll have it in the link, and make sure you're taken care of.
And a good rule of thumb too is, if your purchase price and your renovation cost are more than 70% of the after repaired value, you're probably not going to have enough margin in there to make a good profit.
And so, and again, I'm glad you brought that up, because part of that Max Offer tool is going to factor in all your holding costs, the cost of sale with the realtor commissions, contingency, because we did have a deal where an investor got hit with an inspection after he completed it, and it was $8,000 or $10,000 costs. And so it factors in a lot of everything that you need to be aware of. So
we love providing helpful tools. So
So if you want to learn more, download that Max Offer spreadsheet. Hit that like and subscribe button for more content.
And in the comments, drop us some of the questions that are on your mind. What have you found challenging doing these deals? Whether it's finding the deal or getting the rehab done, anything to do with the project. We are in these projects every day. We live this stuff, whether it's deals that we're looking at, you're still doing rehab deals yourself. So this is what we do. We love helping people be successful at this.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time.
Take care. Bye-bye.